Those who follow me know that I'm such an advocate and I'm completely obsessed with cold pressed juice, fresh juices. And so today's video is really about why that is, what their health benefits are, when to drink cold pressed juices, and answer some questions I've gotten along the way about them from also working in a cold pressed juice company. And yeah, let's get into the video now. Hey guys, it's nutritionist and personal trainer Christy Noah. So the first question we're going to dive into today is, what are cold pressed juices? So in simple terms, there are fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, or herbs or roots like ginger and turmeric that are pressed using a method that protects the enzymes and the nutrients from the foods. Fresh fruits and vegetable juices are like an IV drip. They deliver electrolytes, vitamins, phytonutrients, minerals directly into your bloodstream in like no time. Within like 5 to 10 minutes of consumption, you already have the benefits of the juices into your bloodstream, doing the work, purifying your blood, cleansing, and giving nutrients to your cells. It's really good to incorporate fresh juices in your lifestyle because they allow to rebuild your nutrient storage. And with the juices, you get rid of all the fibers which create the box. It does actually has its own health benefits, but then the amount of nutrients, for example, that you can get from a kale juice, you would have to eat so much of kale leaves to make up for the same amount of nutrients that nobody wants to sit down and eat like a bucket of kale, right? So it's a really good way to get tons of nutrients, to get amazing life enzymes to, support your body's cleansing, support your digestion without sitting for hours chewing on kale. I mean, I love eating kale, but I don't want to spend like 5 hours eating kale, right? So that's where juices come in. You should look for a juice that is cold pressed, which is the method that is used to press the fruits into a juice, and that protects the nutrient as much as possible. You should look for juices that are raw, meaning that the vegetables and the fruits weren't cooked prior to the juicing, and therefore you have live enzymes that are remaining in the juice for health benefits. You should look for one that is organic, so there is low levels of, toxicity like pesticides and insecticides from the agricultural practice of that food. You should also look for juice that is unpasteurized, meaning that it wasn't heat treated, it wasn't irradiated in any forms or fashion, because that keeps the nutrients of the food as high as possible. So keep that in mind. Unpasteurized juices tend to have life energy from the active enzymes because they weren't damaged by the heat or by the radiation in any form. Lastly, if you are to buy your juice, then make it home. Make sure you get it from a company that uses glass bottles. Glass bottles tend to protect your juice better. Research already shows that the packaging of food products affect the stability of nutrients, which is why I prefer glass than plastic bottles. I've been exposed to juicing for years now. I've juiced myself, I've tried different companies, and you can really tell from the quality when you have them. So when you have companies that pretty much celebrate all the quality points I've mentioned compared to those that lack certain, you can really tell from the quality of the juice by just tasting it. When I moved to Toronto last year, I worked with this company called Green Press. I love them. I love their work ethic. I love their quality control, amazing juices, and I have some with me. So we'll talk about them. We'll talk about when to drink which juice. We'll talk about low glycemic versus high glycemic juices. And we'll talk about if sweet juices, even though they come from fruits and vegetables, are healthy. So let's keep on with the video. Always consume your juices on empty stomach. You want your juice to be going straight into your bloodstream. You don't want it to petrify by lingering on top of your food when you drink them. So yeah, empty stomach, you can have it in the morning, first thing in the morning, or as a snack in the middle of the day. There are two kinds of juices, at least two main kinds of juices. There are the low glycemic juices and the high glycemic juices. So high glycemic juice means that it raises your blood sugar faster than a low glycemic juice. And so therefore a high glycemic juice will be sweeter to your palate and a low glycemic juice won't be as sweet. There's a time and a place for both juices. So I've gotten a lot of questions from people saying, oh, should I drink this juice? It's way too sweet. It can't be healthy for me. We'll dive into this. So the way I recommend it to my clients is to drink a variety of fresh juices. That's totally healthy, that's totally valid, but to have the high glycemic juices later in the afternoon and the low glycemic juices in the morning. You can have the low glycemic ones any time of the day, honestly, but then for the sweeter juices, have it later in the day for like a pick me up, before your workout, as a pre-workout. If your energy, is low in the afternoon and you need something to raise your energy, that's where I would have my high glycemic juices with carrots or beets. For the low ones, I prefer them in the morning, and here is why. In the morning, when you just wake up for breakfast, you don't want to have high glycemic foods because that's going to throw off your hormones throughout the day. It's going to make your hormones a little imbalanced, induce cravings, and it's more likely to affect the sustainability of your energy. So it's much better to start your day with low glycemic foods, and throughout the day as it goes, then you can get on with the higher glycemic foods. So I have 3 juices that I'll be talking to you about. Main juices. I have empty bottles from the previous one I had, but yeah, a low glycemic juice, for example, would have celery and lime, which this one does. Really love that one. It's really good for your blood pressure. It's good for digestion, for bloating. It's good for mental focus. It supports your body with electrolytes, right? So let's say you tend to be dehydrated, severely dehydrated. It's amazing to have like a juice like that, even than water. Like, it's even more effective. So that's it. The next one that I have, I think I finished that yesterday. So this one is called Mint Greens. It has spinach, kale, cucumber, celery, green apple, parsley, lemon, and ginger. So that one is low glycemic too, and it's so good. It has amazing vitamins and minerals in there. It has a lot of electrolytes, so it's good for hydration. It's good for gut health and digestion. It's good for like overall well-being, honestly. Like, you have vitamins from A to C to B's. So it really helps to support your energy production. It helps to support detoxification, so liver and gut cleansing. The last low glycemic juice that I pretty much had, in the kitchen. I finished it, but empty bottle. Fine and dandy. It has cucumber, Swiss chard, collard greens, dandelion, lemon, ginger, and celery. It's so good as well. And so these are 3 different options. So let's say you go to a store, you want to get from a different company or from Green Press, or you want to make it yourself. These are different recipes, right? So this one is only celery and lime. The Mint Greens has green apple in there, just to balance taste, not too much of it. And then this one has no fruit whatsoever. So fruits besides lemon, right? So yeah, like, these are options to consider. Our next one is I'd say medium glycemic one. Love that one. It's grapefruit and mint. So grapefruit is the only fruit in there. It's a really great antioxidant. It's really good for kidney health and cholesterol, support. And people love grapefruit because it's a fat burner, but honestly, like, all fruits and vegetables will support balance in your system, which, if that's what your body needs, will result in weight loss. But yeah, so that's another one. It's a little sweet, like, it has a higher glycemic load than the previous ones, but not crazy high. So you can have that in the morning, for example. And then the last one, I have 2. One empty bottle that I finished, I think, like, yesterday. This one that I haven't had yet. This one is called Color Me Healthy from Green Press as well. It has carrots, apple, turmeric, and lemon. So you have carrots and apple in there. That's how you know it's like super, super sweet. I think they did a really good job balancing the flavors here. It's not crazy sweet, but it definitely is on the sweeter end. It's amazing for eye health. It has a lot of vitamin A in there. You can tell it from the color. It has a lot of antioxidant properties. It's good for heart health and brain function and overall health. Honestly, like, one juice doesn't have one nutrient, right? It has phytonutrient. It has different kinds of vitamins. It has different kind of minerals. It has different kind of antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. This is why I recommend whole foods, and this is why I recommend variety. So it's not because a fruit is sweet that you should avoid it. People are like crazy about running away from sugar. If nature knew that it was so bad for you, it wouldn't create it. We are not smarter than nature. So we have to remember that. We just need to re-educate ourselves to live intuitively, because back then people just live, intuitively. But now with our society that's so imbalanced, we eat at random times, we eat random things, and we don't know the time and the place for things. So we just have to know the time and place for everything. So high glycemic juices, of course, always on empty stomach, but in the afternoon as a pre-workout, or when you're lethargic in the afternoon, pick me up option. As another juice, I finished that, of course, like I said yesterday. And it's called vanilla almond. This is like my ultimate favorite. Like, so dear to my heart. Like, I love it so much. So it's not a typical juice. It's called vanilla almond, and it has filtered water, almonds, dates, vanilla bean, and Himalayan salt. And you know what? It's so sad because when people see that, they're like, oh, dates, it's so sweet. Like, no, like I don't want it. I only want the greens ones. Those are the healthy. No, boo. This is so good. Like, by flavor and taste, but honestly, by properties. For example, the dates do have a compound that helps to clean plaques in the brain. So it helps to support your cognitive health and clean debris from your brain cells, to make you sharper, to make you, to support your mental health. Why wouldn't you consume that? Right? So that's a compound, for example, that you see in dates, but you don't see in greens. So this is why variety is important. It's not because something is not green that is not healthy, or that is sweet that is not healthy. There's a time and a place for it all. Quick story time. Last year, I was severely burnt out, like severely, from excessive work and schooling. And when I started working at Green Press, I was still crazy burnt out. And I remember I used to feel so foggy. I wasn't so mentally sharp, and I felt mentally stuffed. And I remember this is one of the first juices that I tried. And I don't know, every time I used to drink it, I used to almost feel like I was getting fresh oxygen in my brain. Like, I don't know how to explain, but it really felt so it felt like it was pretty much cleansing my brain. I felt like sharper, and I felt like, it was brighter up there. So then I started really researching on the ingredients in there, and that's how I came across the date compound, and I was super excited by it. But on top of that, you have a lot of vitamin E in there, which also is good for brain health and cardiovascular health and overall health and skin health. Amazing. It also is really good for your energy level. So get to it. As example, I've showed you low glycemic juices, vegetable, fruit juices, nut juices. Next one is a root juice. So this is a pure ginger juice. Like, I love this thing. It's like, mwah, so good. And Green Press is the only company that I know in Toronto right now that does pure ginger juice. Like, it's not diluted with water or any other kind of fruit like orange or anything. It's like pure concentrated ginger. This thing is golden, especially with the conversation of, the pandemic conversation of immune support. We all know ginger is so good at supporting your immune system. So yeah, if you're not in Toronto, look for a company that carries something similar. If you're in Toronto, look into it. It's really good stuff. I'm going to put their website down below. How often depends really on you, how much time and energy you're willing to commit, assuming you're the one doing, or your financial commitment if you're willing to buy. But then it's all about having it in your system than not having. So if you have it once a week, that goes a long way. And if you have it every day, that's magnificent. If you feel like you're super tired, you're going through stressful period, this is like supplementing. You can increase the amount in your system to support your body's energy level and to support your body's recovering its nutrient stores. And when you feel like your energy level is back and you're not really exposed to too much stress, you can stop or reduce the intensity if you don't want to commit, financially every day, or you don't want to commit your time and your energy. So I think I covered almost everything that I wanted to talk about in regards to juicing. I'm going to dive into now the Q&A, top 3 questions, or some of the questions that I have heard over, the past few months about juicing. As I mentioned earlier, there's a time and a place for all of them. They are healthy for you. As long as they're fresh fruits and vegetable juices, go for it. Just have them in the afternoon, and also limit the amount. You do not want to drink excessively sweet juices and large amounts of it, right? So be mindful of the amount you're drinking and keep it for the afternoon for your pre-workout. No, they're not. They're very, very different. These ones, consider this. It's like you in your house pressing your apple, your spinach, your kale, your carrot together, okay? And drinking it fresh with the live enzymes, assuming you're getting the juices or you are pressing it and following the quality points I've mentioned. Store-bought tend to be pasteurized, tend to be excessively diluted, which is why they have such a far off expiration date, like to maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months. These juices have an expiration date of 3 to 10 days. This is what you're looking for. Nature never made a fruit that stayed on a tree forever, for months. It would ripen, it would fall off the tree, it would get bad. This is what you're looking for. You're looking to simulate something similar in your dietary lifestyle. If a juice has an extensive shelf life, you want to limit your exposure to it or completely avoid it. You want something that will not last in your pantry and that you have to have fresh all the time. The reason why these juices go bad quick, like in 5 to 10 days, or fruits go bad quick, is because of the liveliness of it, right? Live food have pretty much a deadline. They have a cycle. Like, for example, we're gonna leave, we're gonna die. That's the cycle of life. Same with foods. They leave and then they have an expiration date. So why do you want to drink something that compromises life and wants to be eternal? I know I'm being dramatic, but you know where I'm getting with this. Third question is not really a question, but it's really a situation that I've been in a lot of the times. So I've had clients come in store saying, oh, I feel pain. I only want anti-inflammatory juices. And so I'll tell them, so they're all anti-inflammatory. Which one are you looking for? And they'll be like, no, only anti-inflammatory juice. I'm like, well, they all have anti-inflammatory properties. So what kind of like flavor profile are you looking for? Are you looking for something that's high glycemic or low glycemic? And they'll be like, no, but I want the best anti-inflammatory. At the beginning, it used to be a pet peeve when I was exposed to this kind of circumstances, because it is true, like literally all foods, or pretty much fruits and vegetables, do have anti-inflammatory properties. So it's not a clear, question to ask a nutritionist. Like telling you, for example, that only greens are anti-inflammatory would be a lie. Yes, that's what you want to hear, because that's maybe what the society or the trends have kind of passed on in some form to you, but it's really not the case. So with the knowledge, I have to educate you with the truth. Like fruits and vegetables, like pineapple, for example, it has a lot of anti-inflammatory properties, but they're sweet, right? So it's so crazy funny that most people expect green juices and juices that taste so awful to be the best for your health. No, they do have their amazing beauties, but also sweet juices like beets, like carrots, do also have their benefits that the others don't. So it's all about variety. It's all about knowing the time and the place for these juices. So as a final note, low glycemic juices any time of the day, but on empty stomach. Ideally, I love them in the morning. High glycemic juices, always also on empty stomach, but later during the day, in the afternoon. That's all for you today, guys. Please like, subscribe, comment down below so we get to keep the conversation going. Share with your friends and family and your tribe so we all grow to be healthy. And I'll see you later.